Welcome back to Spinosarus Life, episode 6. As you can see, Yellowstripe and his friend, I don't know what we will call him yet, are snoozing. But then, Yellowstripe awakens. A storm is coming, and he can also sense something else. Winter is coming. First fall, but soon. That means winter on Dinosaur Island. He can sense it in the air, and pecks at his friend to wake up. His friend, he gets up and acknowledges what's going on. He too knows that if a lightning is in the storm, then it will strike the tree and never strike under a tree at night, and that's actually a real fact. They decide to hunt because they're starving. The side of the island are on is very small. It's not very big at all. But there's something here. A lone ankylosaur is feasting on some leaves, and Yellowstripe is going to try to catch it, just like his friend. His friend gets up and sees the prey up ahead. He isn't really in a state for hunting right now, so he's gonna let Yellowstripe do the work. Yellowstripe has never hunted before. He's always been scouting on others' kills, so this is his first. He watched others do it before, so he knows how. Ankylosaur is not even looking. Suddenly, he strikes! Ankylosaur gets one last breath before going to, visit God. He begins to push his carcass over to his friend. Wind is really picking up. His friend senses the wind and goes back under the tree. And he is going to just snooze and then eat later. He kicks the carcass there and is hungry, so he begins to feast. The T-Rex begins to dig himself a nest, and he's made it out of pines and flops down. Yellowstripe is in his own little nest, and he's feasting. A while later, though, the two are awake. Time for us to wake up. Is the T-Rex. Now, I think we're going to call him Firefoot. Firefoot, which is good for that. He has fire colors on his foot. Let's out a call. And Yellowstripe responds with a very gruff call and knows what he said. Two friends are going to head across to a more sheltered area. The carcass over here is, Yellowstripe is already feasted, but his friend, Firefoot, is going to feast. After an hour of him eating his breakfast, he comes back. The sun is shining, even though they can sense the storm clouds on the gloomy morning. But they all are wary, because after the escape from the raptors still might be waiting. So they begin to set off somewhere much more safer than So they begin to head down the little hill that they're on. They turn one last time to look at their sheltered spot, and then before moving off. Today, the rock desert is not very hot because it's not like a storm's coming. And he and his friend over here that's still struggling behind can smell it in the air, sense it, they can even taste it. His friend gets up, moved by an urgency, and they reach it to the rock desert. Wind is really strong here though, and they don't want to be blown away. They don't want to be blown away because past few times dinosaurs have been picked up by the wind and blew into the sky. They don't know where they're going. They don't even know where they are. The two set off. They are closer than they were before, but they're closer to their original spot. going to take a while. After about a few hours, they have reached their place. The tree is now in the distance, and their old home is out there too. The wind is strong, but not as strong anymore since they're not on the desert. You can see some water nearby, but this is not really a safe area to go because it's part of a desert that the wind is so hot there that it can sweep you all the way to the Dino Sea, which is the ocean that surrounds this island, which is, I think, the Pacific or something? I don't know, it might be the Atlantic. I think it's an undiscovered sea that we will call the Dino-nific Sea. They begin to head over to that area that seems promising, so they start off. Yellowstripe is aware of wind blowing things, and he knows, so he sets off. There's a car pulling out over there, guys. Yellowstripe is rolling on the ground and exploring the grass, and it's like shutting out a spinal. Friend is in the mood and is continuing to set off, and now has reached the tree. As you can see, it's a very good spot. The herbivores can be, but most dinosaurs don't even hang out on this part. So he begins to kind of dig out a little nesting spot for himself because he really needs it, and now flops down. He is now asleep already. Yellowstripe is happy in the grass, but then sees his friend and is going to go over and see him, and has now reached his friend. Yellowstripe isn't that tired since he's a very energetic Spinosarus and he's curious about everything. And his friend is actually not a full-grown T-Rex like the one they saw in episode 3 that couldn't be uploaded, sorry. I was trying to make with the T-Rex. This is actually a juvenile. It's about 10 months or years old. So it's only a half-grown T-Rex. Thank you for watching this episode of Spinosaurus Life.